Anyone with two working eyes or one can see that Arsenal need to sign another attacker, whether that's a striker, an inside forward, someone that can play in both roles, or two of those such players. We need one, people. What about Matías Soulé? Forgive me for any mispronunciation. As you know, the 21-year-old permanent Juventus player was on loan at Forestone last season, and he scored 11 Serie A goals, and I believe got 3 assists. He's eligible to play for both Italy owing to his ancestry and also Argentina, where he departed at 16 years of age to sign for Juventus, people. After obviously joining Juventus in 2020 as a 16-year-old, he's progressed through their youth system, played in Serie C. As you know, first team football at any big club for a young emerging talent is hard to come by. It's almost the belly of the beast, really. And he looked and left on loan in order to seek more first team opportunities. I like Soulé a lot, people. By trade, he's a left-footed right winger. He's not a traditional winger in that sense. He's been compared to Di Maria. Now, I can see loosely those comparisons, although I don't necessarily agree with such. And I don't think it's right to put that on a 21-year-old. He'll do well to even have 5% of the career that Di Maria has happened to have, people. I think he's a good player, man. I think he's young. So obviously that ties in with what we're doing, trying to obtain stars of tomorrow. He can play on the left, play on the right. He's got a sweet left foot. He can play as a 10. I actually think, he could potentially play as an 8, even though I don't think he'll have a career there owing to his intelligence, people. He's not a traditional 1v1 speed kind of demon winger, although he can take on his players and beat them with skill. He's great in tight spaces. He's almost like a wide creator or a wide playmaker, loosely of the Phil Fodens, the Cole Palmers, the Bernardo Silva-esque people that are stationed out wide, people. He's got excellent dribbling skills, quick decisions, even quicker feet, very good final ball and precise passing in that, people. He's skilled at creating goal-scoring opportunities for both himself and teammates. And because of his exploits last season, he's drawing interest from a lot of clubs, from Roma to Leicester City. Arsenal were linked in the last few months, and many other clubs. Apparently, Juventus need to sell owing to their financial situation. He's got great vision, people. His creativity definitely stands out. He can pick out passes, and he makes very good runs off the ball, very intelligent runs off the ball to create space for teammates and for his team to ultimately exploit. He loves to cut inside and create. He thrives in central areas and in tight pockets. He's got great spatial awareness, very good vision. He's able to exploit opposition defenses if you give him even an inch, people. And he's adaptable. What is there not to like about this individual? And obviously at Arsenal, we're the kings of set pieces in the Premier League, people. He's an excellent deliverer of dead ball situations as well, people, which also adds to his list. I think he's way more creative than the 3 or so assists he got in Serie A, and I think there's more capacity to bring that out of him if he is on a team that creates a lot more opportunities, if I'm completely honest. He's not slow, but he's not the quickest necessarily, but he does have a good acceleration when he gets it going. He can change directions with and without the ball quite quickly. Him dropping the shoulder, if you're a fullback, is a very scary sight. He's very calculated and methodical in what he does, but he's also very, in a good way, unpredictable, which obviously in 1v1 situations against defenders can help. He's firmly a two-way ball carrier / ball dribbler. Will keep the opponents guessing. He's got extreme in-game intelligence and reacts quickly to situations, and he's a thinker's man's footballer. Now, when you combine that with a level of confidence, the flair, I mean, he is Argentinian and South American. He is developing this air of inevitability about him. He's a player that wants to make things happen. There's a lot to like about this individual. Of course, he's not the finished article, and there's many things he can improve at, but we need someone that will take people on. We need someone that can exploit the transition as well as in tight spaces. We need a multifaceted inside forward / wide playmaker. He fits that rhetoric and that dynamic. I do think defensively he can improve, but he shows a willingness to put a shift in for his team. I think physically he needs to improve, because he can get bundled off the ball quite a lot, but he's 21 years of age. These things will naturally come. I firmly think he's a diamond in the rough, if I'm completely honest with you. And again, I have to say, good balance, close control, and a baller in tight spaces, really. I like him a lot. He may, even going back to what I said about runs, make some very good diagonal runs off the ball, people. And he likes to combine with teammates. I think he fits the model of what we'd want as a wide man. And of course, he's not the finished article. Mikel Arteta has a track record with the Odegaards, the Martinellis, the Salibas, the Benjamin Whites, the Kyle Sakas, Kai Havertz's, taking good players and aspiring to make them great, or taking players that need a bit of love and improving them, really. I think the man's brilliant. very brilliant. And, you know, I guess some Juventus fans would probably like him to be given an opportunity. You never know, if Chiesa leaves, things can happen. But it does seem like his exploits last season and the interest he's drawing kind of coincides with Juventus's very precarious financial situation and position, which could mean the Argentine slash Italy, because he's still eligible for both, future might lie away from Juventus, if I'm honest. We have to remember, clearly his talent is evident. He's got a young age. He's very young. You know, there's significant potential for further development and growth, people. Whether he gets an opportunity for Juventus or another club, I do see him pushing on to full international honors and becoming a main player at some sort of level, at some sort of club. Now, obviously, experience, he's 21, that's naturally going to go against him. He has played in Serie C. Last season for Forestone, he played 39 times, people. He's played 21 times for Juventus, and he's got 51 league appearances. So there is a level of improvement. There's still a level of inexperience. There's still a level of getting greater levels of consistency out of him, people. But it's hard not to like him, man. I mean, he's predominantly deployed on the left hand side. I think he could play on the right as well, people, which obviously you could see why that could be good for us, people. I like him a lot, man. And, you know, there's various statistics and metrics that kind of point towards what the eye test confirms, in that the man's a very good player, people. At a point, he actually ranked joint top for successful through balls in Italy's top flight last season. So that is also someone that can impact greatly in the final third, really and truly. As I said, the man was born in Argentina. He's of Italian descent. He holds dual citizenship, which obviously made it easier for him to initially move from South America and Argentina to Italy. And you would imagine he'd be subject to speculation, not just for what he's going to do at club level if Juventus are going to sell him, but also for his country. You know, the loan was designed to do the best thing for him. It's put him in the spotlight. He's giving him experience. And if Juventus do choose to sell him, they're going to sell him for significantly more than they would have sold him 12 months ago. Now, of course, it is his first real standout season. There's a lot of development that needs to be done. There's still a greater consistency levels to hit. But I like what I see. And in theory, I think he could be a great player for Arsenal potentially. Now, I don't know this man religiously, but I like what I see. There's several improvements, and I think he's set for a bright future. He's a thinkers man's footballer. That's to go with the technical level, and he's someone that, you know, I'm not comparing him to Di Maria or Lionel Messi or any of them. You know, Argentina are winning everything, really. You know, back-to-back Copa Americas, forgive me if I'm wrong, and a World Cup. You know, they're going to need stars of tomorrow. And where you look at, you know, Julian Alvarez and obviously Soulé, the man in question, he could be potentially one of those people. So, yeah, man, he's a player I like the look of. You imagine Arsenal and many clubs have already ran the rule over him. It seems like Leicester City are the most aggressive where it comes to prizing him away from Juventus. So we're going to have to watch this space. But in the efforts of humoring you guys and providing you lot with some sort of content, I hope you've liked what you're listening to. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, people. Check out the rest of the videos. Most importantly, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.